everyone, and welcome to another executive interview. Today, we are joined by Jed Durden, the co-founder and co-CEO of Circular Energy Group. The company has developed a cutting-edge tech platform that is revolutionizing the sustainable energy landscape. Welcome, Jed. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Brilliant. I would like to firstly congratulating you for winning the 40 Under 40 Social Impact Award for South Australia. It is a great achievement. And from the team of Wholesale Investor, we wish you our heartiest congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's, I think, really exciting to have social energy recognised as part of the energy transition. And that was probably the most pleasing thing about receiving the award, was the recognition of the need for social energy if we're going to decarbonise. So I was very pleased that was put on the table, which was great.
That's brilliant. Now, to kick off the interview, Jed, it would be great if you could start with an overview of Circular Energy Group, especially for our audience members who are still just learning about the company. And also, can you explain what makes your approach to sustainable energy unique and how it addresses the urgent need for decarbonization?
Yeah, thank you for that. So a Circular Energy Group has been established as an organisation really to deliver on our passion, the founders' passions for decarbonisation and how energy plays its role in that. And our vision is a affordable, sustainable, decentralised energy which is accessible to everyone. And the reason we put decentralisation or decentralised inside that vision statement is because we still, unfortunately, have a heavy push towards centralisation. And if we're going to decarbonise at the rate that we need to avoid the worst effects climate change will have on us and our future generations, we really need to focus on what decentralisation means. And so that's the reason for that sitting in the vision statement. And that's why we have targeted business as our key customer and client base. It's up to 54% of the emissions contribution in the world. So our mission is really to provide a platform and platforms to help businesses around the world unlock and reduce energy costs and emissions at the same time. Because if we can do that through unique offerings and innovative solutions, they will power us towards a more affordable, sustainable, decentralised energy system, because they're a key enabler and also a motivated party to actually get this done. They have huge problems at the moment. You know, energy costs are rising around the world. They have stakeholders constantly knocking down the door to say, what are you doing with climate action? What's happening with social equity? How are you participating and supporting, social inclusion, social equity? So clearly motivated. We just need to help them with the tools to be able to deliver. If we can do that at a global scale, we'll hopefully have a big part in helping us decarbonise as fast as we need to.
Absolutely, and that all sounds very intriguing. Now, for my next question, could you provide more insights into the Max platform and how it actually assists organizations in their transition to 24/7 sustainable energy? Also, any data insights and capabilities that you could share with us that the platform provides to support effective energy system planning?
Yeah, awesome. So Circular Energy has two things we do. So when we talk about platforms, we've got two things. One of them is the Sustainable Energy Commitment, which is underpinned by our Max platform. And the other one is our Energy as a Service platform we've built, which is an innovative Energy as a Service platform that sort of takes away the traditional barriers that, the legacy retailers provide businesses inside the market. So businesses can't really unlock a lot of the opportunity unless we give them that platform to help them do that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's very much two things we do. The Sustainable Energy Commitment and Max is a certified pathway platform for organisations, firstly, to reduce their costs and emissions. Fundamentally, it's a framework that's been designed with a certification framework involved. It's been rolled out here in Australia, Europe, and the US at this stage. And fundamentally, it's about giving organisations a pathway to achieve what we call 24/7 sustainable energy. And by doing that, that's how they unlock their reducing of energy costs and at the same time emissions. So we do that in 3 steps. We have a plan phase. So organizations come in and develop a plan inside the platform. They then become certified for that plan, which is an important element because at the moment, businesses are demanded to tick the box or buy a electricity contract that comes with renewable energy certificates or something like that. Really, unfortunately, not a true solution that we need inside everyone inside the energy market to be doing. What we're focused on is organizations establishing clear plans and strategy, being certified for that, and then being accountable for and transparent about delivering on that. So we certify at a plan stage, and then organizations ultimately deliver on that plan over the next sometimes 5 to 10 years, depending on the organization's requirements, capital or non-capital requirements that they have available. Essentially, they drive their destiny. They have the keys to have control inside, the energy transition and really change that business model completely so that, energy becomes an asset for them, not a liability. And, they can focus on core business, which, most businesses have to do because that's where they make their money. So, yeah, essentially that's, the sustainable energy commitment, and the platform really drives the framework, keeps organizations accountable. There's a max energy intelligence system that helps organizations plan and forecast inside the energy market and change. Obviously, the market's changing all the time, so be nimble, but also be able to access a marketplace of solution providers that they can go to that are credible, ethically credible. Like we have a big problem in the energy market at the moment with solutions coming from unethical sources. We're in the game of solving that and helping organizations sort of get over those hurdles, which are not easy. And then we have a resource center that sits inside Max as well that essentially just, the idea is this is easy. This is easy for businesses to do, and the platform really unlocks that.
That's brilliant. Very impressive, Jed. Now, Circular Energy Group has experienced remarkable growth with annual revenue increasing by 55% in 2022. So can you share the factors which were driving this growth and how the company plans to actually leverage its existing customer base and relationships for future success?
Yeah, so we embarked on this journey back in 2018. And, we knew we needed to go through a heavy development phase and, in order to reach product market fit across the different platforms that we'd set out in our business plan. We've had to do a lot of customer acquisition, testing, trialing, and really working hand in hand with customers to really unlock this value and prove that this will work at scale. And so in 2022, we were able to sort of increase the amount of customers we were working with and really expose the platform to more organizations. And fundamentally, we've got to a point now in 2020, financial year 2024, where we are really going to scale that out. And we've got a number of industry groups already on board the sustainable energy commitment so that we can work with industry groups to help scale this to membership base and really have that, the power of industry groups unlocked, and they're needed at the moment because, again, a lot of businesses don't see energy as core business, nearly 99% of them. So, we work with industry groups to do that. So we're scaling that up. We'll have about 1,000 platform customers come through the sustainable energy commitment in 2024, financial year 2024. And then on the energy as a service side, we've secured some, really exciting funding to be able to, scale up significant amounts of energy as a service infrastructure and work with clients on this new OPEX energy contract model that allows them to, not have to fund these, deals like batteries and solar and things like that can be really expensive and not core business. And they take, typically a longer term investment return approach. So we can really scale that out and work with organizations that they actually have these systems inside their businesses that they haven't had to fund up front, and unlock the value of lower costs and reduced emissions and potentially the idea of now you can start to work with employees or community to share in these benefits of what we call, social sustainable energy, which is really exciting.
Amazing. That's brilliant, Jed. Now, energy costs have been a significant concern for businesses, and there is mounting pressure to adopt climate change and ESG policies. So, how does Circular Energy Group's SEG certification and the MLAX platform that we have talked about help organizations navigate these challenges and transform energy from a liability into a sustainable asset?
Yeah, I love that. Great question. So fundamentally, what we will get to, and it's evolving landscape, we have to move to a 24/7 sustainable energy system. There's no doubt about it. That basically means every hour, every day, your demand is matched with renewable supply or carbon-free energy source supply. What the Sustainable Energy Commitment has done is taken a 20-category framework of key areas that organisations will need to consider, as well as what the energy system actually needs, and unpack that so that we can actually build 24/7 accountability across all of those 20 categories. So what that does is, and it follows an ESG framework. And the exciting thing about that, and I talked about social energy already, we have to get social equity into the energy system. Otherwise, we're just not going to achieve our goals. And what I mean, we're not going to reduce the worst impacts on climate change if we can't do this fast enough. So all of a sudden, social energy actually becomes a huge component of everyone's energy transition, as well as anyone's environmental emission reduction type projects. And a really strong governance framework is critical. So, when we started building this program 4 years ago, ESG was the perfect framework for it. And obviously what we've done is, built the first 24/7 sustainable energy framework anywhere in the world that organizations can adopt. And the MAX platform really just is the key vehicle. It drives organizations into, helps organizations get into it. You then can drive to the place of destiny, and it controls all the elements that sort of sit inside a framework like that. So the other thing to sort of point out is we're constantly evolving the Sustainable Energy Commitment to be up to date with regulations, up to date with best practice. And when I say best practice, that's where Sustainable Development Goals sit, because they are not mandated typically in any country, but they are certainly a best practice sort of framework you should follow. So our Sustainable Energy Commitment plugs into certain SDGs basically. And, you've got to also think about, we've got this highly, we need to mature this accounting framework that exists in the world. And we've got the TCFD starting to get legs here in Australia. We're working in the framework for a TCFD reporting and how that's going to look, as well as the technical energy challenges around building solar and battery and what's required and how is that going to evolve inside a network. We've thought about that, and that all exists. So we look at two very, massive differences in the market, and I guess really what's happened is the energy crisis and the climate crisis has converged as a problem. So we've built a solution for that, a converging problem essentially.
That's amazing, Jed. Now, Circular Energy Group has ambitious plans for geographical expansion targeting Australia, Europe, and the USA. So can you shed some light on the strategy behind these targeting these markets, and if you could also elaborate on the opportunities that you foresee in each region?
Yeah, it's great. So I think fundamentally we're building, we are in the best country in the world to build a 24/7 sustainable energy solution to take to the remaining part of the world, because Australia is probably the most evolved in terms of the system energy transition, in terms of having most of the problems that are going to exist as we fully decarbonise our energy system. So we're working here in Australia to get this right with customers here in Australia, working with networks, working with industry bodies to actually validate a lot of our, hypotheses across all 20 categories, and proving that that businesses are actually getting these benefits and reducing costs and reducing emissions, and we're doing that. So first and foremost, we'll be here for another sort of 12 months heavily doing that. In about June next year, we plan to expand to Europe and the US. Europe being more mature, I think, in terms of the requirements and accountability that businesses need to have in terms of their claims. I've just banned the word carbon neutral on any products over in Europe because, consumers have been getting confused about what that means. And, we certainly are a organisation that does not see carbon offsets as a suitable solution inside the energy market. We need real solutions if we're going to decarbonise. Don't get me wrong, there are times where carbon offsets may be appropriate for, hard to abate areas in the short term. However, they are not a long-term solution. And I guess essentially like the US, again, evolving significantly. So I think the key point here is we're building a solution here in Australia where all the problems are existing today with the energy transition that are going to be there in Europe and US and already starting to evolve, sort of be unpacked, so that our system can just be plugged in and we can hopefully accelerate Europe's transition. We can hopefully accelerate the US transition a lot faster. So yeah, I think fundamentally that's what's exciting about being in Australia and building this solution because we can pick it up and take it to the rest of the world.
Absolutely. Now, as a parting question, Jed, looking ahead, what are Circular Energy Group's long-term goals and vision for the future? And how exactly does the company plan to position itself as a leader in the global shift towards 24/7 carbon-free energy?
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Like we are signatories of the 24/7 Carbon for Energy Compact that the United Nations have established, which is really exciting for us. But I think fundamentally that's built on a group of principles and trying to create a movement towards 24/7 carbon for energy. What we've done is build a genuine solution of action that can happen. And carbon for energy is, in our opinion, ends up being one component of the bigger picture around sustainable energy. And that includes social energy, or how organizations actually do manage everything inside their business for every hour, every day, not just matching your energy source, your energy needs to an renewable energy source. So I think really important that like we see ourselves as a real pioneer in the big picture around what 24/7 is going to be. But importantly, we have a solution here that allows businesses to get involved and do this today and get us moving far faster than what currently sort of exists, and get rid of the ambiguity in the market around, can I write a check for renewable energy certificates and that solves the problem, or I buy an carbon offsets program. We don't need those. Like fundamentally they have existed, but now we have a new system that allows us to do real tangible action inside an energy transition, and every business can benefit from that. So I think fundamentally we want to be the pioneers, and we're trying to really scale this up, and we're partnering with the right organizations around the world to really get this narrative out there and getting people thinking about 24/7 fundamentally first, but second, how you're actually going to go do it. And so we're working hard on that. We have a plan to have 1 in 4 businesses around the world adopting sustainable energy commitment, and that's our goal. 6-year plan to sort of do that. So it's ambitious, and we're certainly we know it's going to be no easy feat, but fundamentally that's our passion. I have 2 boys, 3 and 5 months old. Like if we don't move fast enough, that's the generation that's going to hurt. So we're passionate about doing this. Like this is our goal, and that's what we're trying to do. So we're excited. We want the right investors to work with over the journey. We've been very fortunate to bring in some great early investors, and also an amazing advisory board of global experts in different areas. So we've got a great foundation, but we know we're going to have to bring in partners over the journey, and we're looking for like-minded organizations to work with and continue to help us strive to achieve our goals.
Amazing. Well, Jed, thank you so much for coming on for the interview and sharing these wonderful insights into Circular Energy Group and its pioneering solutions. We wish you all the luck with your venture. And for anyone watching this interview, if you would like to get in touch with the team at Circular Energy Group, please see the details at the side of the screen or in the description of this video. Again, thank you, Jed, for coming on, and I will see you in our next interview.
Thank you so much. It's been great to catch up and have a chat.
Absolutely. Thank you.